Yo, what is popping, guys? We are back with week 4 of the PMC Orange League versus our buddy Scoot, aka ZAMCRO, and his Blackmont Raikougars. Both of us are 1 and 2 right now and are trying to get a win, so we put ourselves in a better position to make the playoffs in this league. So dropping to 1 and 3 would actually be pretty bad because this week is only 10 weeks. This league is only 10 weeks long, but in which means that you probably need 7 wins potentially or 6 wins at least to make the playoffs. And winning out is always tough. Like getting a 5 or 6 game win streak in Pokemon that is like in a game that relies so heavily on RNG is never easy to do. So we probably much rather want to win this week and then go from there. But like being 2 and 2 would be pretty solid, I think. Would put ourselves in a nice spot in our conference, and we probably will like have an easier path to the playoffs. So if you haven't checked out my squad, I uploaded a team builder yesterday. Go and check that out. I'm picking some nice heat. Sapatompas, Lopunny, Bandit, Crawler, Scarf Gligar, Fizzdev Mew, AV Silvally, and no item Pyukumuku as you see here for the Weaver. Looking at my opponent's squad, Scoot brought the Arcanine, the Cofagrigus, the Thunderous, the Nidoqueen, Weaver, and Medicham. I really expect a more defensive Arcanine and an offensive Cofagrigus. He like loves Nasty Plot Trick from Cofagrigus. He uses this very often. It could also be a defensive set in order to like check Lopunny, but offensive Cofagrigus does the same job basically, so doesn't really make a difference what he brings. Thunderous is probably like a nasty plot set as well. I expect him to bring like a very offensive Thunderous. Maybe with nasty plot and the Z move, I don't know yet, but definitely like Thunderbolt HPIs, and then like he could pick T-Wave in order to um, stop my Lopunny from going too ham. Like looking at the squad, once I get rid of Arcanine and Cofagrigus, Lopunny looks clean. So yeah, I could see him run T-Wave, but I expect more like Nestplot 3 attacks, but you never know. Nidoqueen seems to be his rocker, like it definitely is his rocker, but it seems also to be his Crawdon check. So like defensive Nidoqueen doesn't take much from a Bandit knockoff, but obviously would have to um, hold the partial berry in order to like not get OHKO'd by a Daunter and like maybe OHKO it back with a Thunderbolt. So we have to like consider that during that game. Weaver could be banned, it could be life, or could be set up, yeah, could be Scarf if he like really wants to go that route. But like I expect more like a very crazy attacking set, like either banned or life, or maybe even SD. No, I don't think SD is that good considering I have a Pyukumuku on the team. Medicham's probably like pretty standard fake out. High jump kicks and headbutt, ice punch. That's what I would see, but I don't worry too much about this because I have the mute. So I actually decided to lead off with the Gligar, trying to like weaken Nidoqueen lead early in the game with the Earthquake. I would trade my Gligar for a Nidoqueen that like I would trade my Gligar for this Nidoqueen if that means I he doesn't get rocks up, but I doubt he would go for the Ice Beam turn 1 if he leads with the Nidoqueen. So I can just like Earthquake it and then like defog later, but and put a Nidoqueen in range for any attack Daunter wants to go for as well as Lopunny. So I decided to lead off with Gligar. School actually decides to lead with Arcanine. I revealed the Hyper Cutter, which isn't like that important. Hyper Cutter is pretty standard on Gligar, and could think that I'm a defog set because of that. Um, if I were immunity Gligar, he would know that I don't have defog, but yeah, I don't like show anything, and can just go like for an Earthquake here if I want to, U-turn out if I want to, or like switch out hard into my Pyukumuku, which I think is the best play because I don't want to get Will-O-Wisp, and I don't want to get Gligar. I don't want Gligar get too much damage. So what I want to do is go into Pyukumuku and don't actually U-turn out because I don't want to reveal the scuff. I want to get a surprise kill later in the game, whereas potentially Weavile, Medicham, or Thunderous, all of which are pretty big threats. So I decided to go hard into my Pyukumuku. Getting burned sucks, but it's like not that bad in my opinion, because like I don't have like I have to recover and I like don't take too much damage from any of his threats besides the Thunderous. Here I have two players. I could go for a Toxic or for a Baton Pass. There's no way he's staying in. And like he could either go into I could potentially go into Nidoqueen, which I don't really want. I don't want to give him free rocks by going for Toxic. So I decide to play it safe and go for the Baton Pass here. As he actually decides to go into Thunderous. I don't have the best switch into this, so I decide to go into my Lopunny and like threaten him with the Fake Out, which actually would do quite a lot. But like when I sit here, I don't have the Fake Out. Actually, I have Return, Drain Punch, Sub, and Baton Pass. I wanted to go for Sub, but then I remembered, oh wait, this thing could actually pack the Thunder Wave, and I don't want to get Thunder Wave that early. So I actually pull a double back into my Gligar, looking at what his initial switching is and like preventing a Thunder Wave. I could pivot around on his HPIs into my Silvally, for example, after had he gone for the Thunder Wave. But he decides to go into his Cofagrigus, which shows it is his initial switch into my Lopunny, which is nice. It leads me to believe that this Thunderous doesn't have the Thunder Wave, but it also might have because and wait for my Lopunny to be Megaed so that he can actually paralyze me and doesn't get faked out. Should I get in should he get the Thunderous in safely after like I went for an attack on something else. So I decided to U-turn out here as he actually pulls a double switch into his Medicham, trying to capitalize on potentially my Pyukumuku. But that actually gives me a free switch into my Mew, which is nice, and I get a nice amount of damage off on the Medicham, which almost puts it in range for a wing attack. I like just need some clean chip on this Medicham in order to beat it with the wing attack, which would be nice. I get a free switch into my Mew here. Sadly, I don't have rocks on anything, so I can't like whittle down his team as well as I wanted, especially like considering he has 3 months that are weak to rocks. But yeah, what can I do? I can just fire for free Will-O-Wisp. I doubt he will go hard into Arcanine. He fakes out, so that's fine. Like it does absolutely nothing. I reveal to be a defensive set, which shows him he can't switch in. And he goes hard into Weavile, which surprises me at first, as I connect actually the Will-O-Wisp. But he reveals to be Lumberry, and that makes sense. Now I will go for another Will-O-Wisp, just in case he wants to stay in. But he should know that I have the Cold Barberry because it didn't reveal leftovers. So he makes a very smart play and goes out into his Arcanine. Which lowers my attack, doesn't matter, but I can't Will-O-Wisp that thing obviously, which is pretty smart. I actually told him that in this game. I go hard back into my Pyukumuku because I don't want to get Willow on my Mew, and this Flare Blitz does 30% almost. And now I know this is Banded. Banded Will-O-Wisp Arcanine, pretty interesting. Kind of caught me off guard, but I can just freely recover up here on this potential switch into Thunderous. I contemplated going for Baton Pass or Toxic, but I couldn't risk Pyukumuku getting too low because I still needed to check the Weavile, which without Pyukumuku could very well sweep my team if it gets an SD up. So goes into his Thunderous as I go hard into Silvally, expecting him to either Nasty Plot up or fire off a Thunderbolt. Silvally actually takes nothing from a +2 Thunderbolt because I'm an AV set with the Calm Nature. If he's the All-Out Pummeling set, that's kind of bad, but I like have to risk it. I live a Z Thunderbolt, so that's kind of cool. And I get off an Ice Beam here. Thunderbolt doesn't kill me, and he has to. He has to like probably switch out or risk a Focus Blast here. Both plays I cover with my Gligar, as there's no chance he will go. There's no chance he will go for an HP Ice on my AV Silvally. Gligar also would have taken a +2 all-out pummeling, so that's kind of nice. But he decides to switch out his Gligar, on which I can just U-turn out and go into my Pyukumuku. He reveals to be a Nasty Plot set, so That's fine with me. I can just like fire off a Toxic on the Shadow Ball, which does 28%. I missed the Toxic, which sucks, because now it can weaken me. I have to recover up and shit. But I will just fire off another Toxic on the next time because I want to chip down this Cofarius. He goes for another Nasty Plot. I don't know if he didn't know that I was unaware or if he did it because I missed the Toxic. I don't think you should ever like go for a move just to like make up for Hex. Like if Hex happens, like yeah, go for it. Like use it to your advantage. That's what I would do. Like it's part of the game and it happens. So I can just like recover up here as he gets whittled down by the poison damage and goes for the hidden power. I don't know why. Maybe expecting me to want to switch out into Lopunny or Silvally, but I have none of this business. Like I have the unaware. He can't touch me at all. And on this next turn, I go for another Toxic, predicting him to want to switch out. Like Cofarius is just going to lose to my Pyukumuku, and if he takes 2 more rounds of Toxic damage, he's in range for Adamant Lopunny return, which would kind of be bad for my opponent. So he had to switch out here. I kept his Medicham with the Toxic, and after this next round of Toxic damage, Medicham actually will be in range for my Gligar's Wing Attack, which is super nice. I decided to switch out into my Mew, which is my main counter to this thing, as he goes for a Psycho Cut. Doesn't really matter too much. I can just fire off Softball here on the next turn to get my health back. Or do I go for a Psychic? I'm not quite sure. No, I go for the Softball. And now on this next turn, I will just try and stay in, see what he locks himself into, go for another Softball. And like yeah, I don't want to go into Pyukumuku because if he gets 2 high rolls here with the Flablets, I actually will go down to 2 Flabletses plus plus the burn damage on my Pyukumuku, which is kind of unfortunate. I like basically have to stay in here. He gets a crit, which really sucks as I softball up. Arcanine actually like proving to be a threat with the Bandit set, but like Hex going definitely in my opponent's favor here. Nothing I can do. I just go for another softball. I think I don't think I switch out. Although I do switch out into my Pyukumuku here, like kind of sacking it, which was a dumb play in hindsight. Like I should have definitely saved it, but he thankfully pulls a switch out into Thunderous. I can like go back into my Silvally, knowing that I still can take a +2 Thunderbolt if he wants to set up again, and like I can just revenge kill it or like get momentum with the U-turn. He gets some damage off, which puts me in range for the next +2 Thunderbolt. I can still take at least 1 hit from this Thunderous and go for, I think I go for an Ice Beam here, which in hindsight was a bad play. I should have U-turned. I should have known that he like does not want to stand. Oh, I actually double out into Gligar. Yeah, that makes much sense because he as earlier in the game he actually like he had no reason not to click Thunderbolt or double out, and like predicting Gligar would have been fairly aggressive, and HBIs actually would not have killed me from full. I'm fairly sure, although I'm not Violet. I'm not like I don't know exactly, but it works out for me. I can just fire off an Earthquake here, catching the Arcanine off guard. And after the game, he told me he wasn't max speed Arcanine, so he didn't know if I'm Scarfed yet, which is absolutely fantastic for me because now Arcanine is dead, which was a big threat to my team as it whittled down my Mew and my Pyukumuku to a certain point. And yeah, and he still doesn't know if I'm Scarfed Gligar, which is super nice. But he goes into Thunderous, which is fine. I can just go back into my Silvally, potentially sack it. He goes for the hidden power. I at least prevent him from setting up, which is nice. And yeah, T-Bolt knocks on my Silvally, but it did a good job. Like it allowed me to pivot around on this Thunderous and put it in range. Now I go to my Lopunny, and I still think this thing doesn't have the Thunder Wave here, which is kind of dumb on my play, but looking at the squad, I don't really need my Lopunny as much. Yes, it outspeeds the Weavile, but Weavile can never 2KO my Pyukumuku anyway. And if I'm able to set up a substitute here on his switch on the Cofarius and then Batom's out into Crawdon, I'm guaranteed to get at least 1 kill, if not 2, depending on his coverage, or like depending on what he wants to go for. So I decided to go for a substitute as he actually reveals to be the Thunderwave set. Now I know that he is like not a Z move, or potentially not a Z move variant, as he's actually Thunderwave nested plus Thunderbolt and HPI, so he can't really touch my Lopunny that much, and I get a sub and I can freely Baton Pass out on his switch into Cofarius, so that works out fairly nice for me. I get a Baton Pass off into my Crawdon. My Crawdon is banded, and this Cofarius is now, even with the Cobra Berry, I know that this is max offensive with probably max HP. Even with the Cobra Berry, I knock out the Cofarius, and now I'm guaranteed to get 2 kills here, or like to get at least 1 kill plus getting a lot of damage off on the Weavile potentially. Like Weavile, even without an item, would take like 50 from the knockoff, or like 45, which is fairly nice in order for Bandit Aqua Jet to sweep later. Like right now, looking at his team, Thunderous is in Aqua Jet range. Medicham is close to being in Aqua Jet range. I think it needs 1 or 2 more rounds of Toxic, depending on the set. Nidoqueen obviously can take 1 Aqua Jet, especially if it's a Partial Berry, but I can easily get some chip damage off on it and potentially like Revenge Split with the Gligar or something. Also, Weavile will be in Aqua Jet range fairly soon, as Aqua Jet does like 70% mint. So I can make the very safe plan, just go for the knockoff here. It will knock out anything that wants to switch in besides the Weavile, and I don't think he would go hard Weavile. Like Weavile kinda is his win con. Once he gets rid of my Pyrokomoku, he can potentially win with it. So yeah, goes into his Medicham, goes for the high jump kick. He actually I knock it out with the knockoff. High jump kick, in my opinion, was never the play because fake out is guaranteed to break my sub. Like even if I have HP investment, like fake out can take my sub, can break my sub. And if I'm like Black Glasses or like Expert Belt or something, I would have also killed the Cofarius, but I also could have gotten potentially crit Aqua Jet on his Medicham to knock it out, which would have been kind of bad for him because then I would have gotten another kill. So I don't know if high jump kick was the play, as it like could have potentially allowed me to get 1 more kill had he missed the high jump kick here, or had I been had I gotten a weird Aqua Jet crit, and I would not have been banded. But this allows him here to go into his Nidoqueen. I don't want to take a Thunderbolt or Sludge Wave with my Daunter because I'm naughty, and I can just switch out into my Mew, which I hope I'm faster than this, and I actually am. So this reveals to be a no speed, or like a very near min speed Nidoqueen, like uninvested or something, and I can ship it off with the Psychic. And now all I need to do is like stall out this Nidoqueen a little, get my health back, get rid of the rocks because rocks are annoying, and yeah, softball stall it a little bit until I can fire off another Psychic or a Will-O-Wisp to catch it off guard. I don't know if I do it on this turn. No, I just like play it safe and go for the softball. I decide to go into my Gligar here on his incoming Thunderbolt or Nasty Plot, which he kind of has to do in order to like beat my Mew. But I don't really agree with this play because had I gone for the Psychic here, just would have been a dead Thunderous and he wouldn't have done any damage off. But I can go into my Gligar here, kill him with the Scarfed Stone Edge, and get rid of Thunderous. So now, once I get in my Pyrokomoku safely, I win the game. He can't break it anymore. Thunderous is gone, Medicham is gone, Bandit Arcanine is gone, so all I need to do is play my cards as safely as possible and then try to stall out my opponent with Pyrokomoku. But here he goes into his Nidoqueen, and I'm like, yeah, this is Rocks, this is Sludge Wave, this has Thunderbolt. I'm fairly sure it has to have Earth Power, so I don't really see the Ice Beam here. But I also know that my switch into Mew is super obvious, and that his best chance to win is like by pressuring me with very aggressive switches, trying to chip down my Pyrokomoku and my Mew so he can somehow sweep with the Weavile. So I decide to stay in here, go for the Stone Edge, as I think he just can't touch me with the Nidoqueen, and try to catch his Weavile on the switching. He switches out, so I get this read correctly, but I miss my Stone Edge, which is super unfortunate. I'm still basically guaranteed to win this game with my Pyrokomoku, but like if I miss every Toxic or something, he can potentially stall me out of recovers, which is super stupid. So yeah. Here, like, I don't really need my Gligar anymore because all I need is damage on the Weavile so that I can kill it with the Aqua Jet and like just sweep his team with Crawdon. So I decide to stay in, go for another Stone Edge, and I miss. As my opponent decides to set up a Sword Dance. I don't know why he does that. I have a Pyukumuku that doesn't take shit from the Weavile anyway, and he like can just he can just kill me with the Ice Shot here. But that allows me to get in my Pyukumuku safely. I can go for a recovery here to guaranteed wall this Weaver and then like either Toxic or soak the incoming Nidoqueen and like play around both of his threats as safely as possible. Hex definitely went against me here. Like had I gotten off the Stone Edge on the Weaver, the game would have already been over because then Crawdon just sweeps. So yeah, he goes for knockoff, does 27%. That's absolutely nothing. Like once I get a Will-O-Wisp off on this thing, it's over. But if I like get a Toxic off, it also works. For this turn, I decide to fire off a Soak because that means Nidoqueen doesn't have like the stab Sludge Wave to me, and I can Toxic it, which is also nice. We reveal to have the Thunderbolt, but that doesn't really matter. But I decide to like just play it safe, go back into my Mew here on the Sludge Wave or Thunderbolt he wants to go for. I get a burn on the Nidoqueen. I kind of hoped he would go into Weaver, but that doesn't really matter. I can just like hit it with the burn whenever I want. And yeah, he gets up his rocks again, which I will just defog away, I think. Softball up here, which is also fine. And on this next turn, I decide to burn this Weaver, which is kind of a dumb idea because now it takes longer for me to put it in range of the Aqua Jet from my Daunter. But yeah, that's fine. I don't take much from the knockoff here, and I can just like stall it with the softballs here. But now he's at +3, which is kind of annoying. So I decide, yeah, I have to switch out here, kind of preserve my Mew just in case. And I sack my Lopunny, he's still playing it as safe as possible in order for like Pyukumuku to sweep to wall out the Weaver, and now I can get it in safely. Like had he gotten like three crits and 7 Icicle Crash flinches, he could have potentially like beat my Pyukumuku, but now all I'm gonna do is stalling him out with the Pyukumuku until he's in range for the Aqua Jet from Crawdon, so I can win the game. I go for a Soak here, which would mean that Weaver does less to Pyukumuku with the Icicle Crash or the knockoff. Like it would have even weakened him more because then like he would have no way to hit me with stab moves, in which case like Ice Crash would have done like 4% or 6%, which is kind of crazy. Like now I can just recover stall him. He is in range for the Aqua Jet now, which is nice. I still try to like will him down like just a little bit more in case he's like a weird what's it called, a weird max HP set or something, but yeah, he definitely isn't. So now I can just decide to, after this recover, I realize, oh yeah, I have this game won with Aqua Jet from Daunter, so I decide to just fire off a Toxic here, showing that like, yeah, just kill me, get the kill, so I can get the 2-0 win. I don't wanna, like this battle is 60 turns long and I don't want him to, like, I don't want to stall him for too long. So now Daunter comes in and can clean up this game with the Aqua Jet. Nidoqueen actually reveals to be a Partial Berry set, so it was a good thing that I waited for it to be low enough. And now I can kill the Weaver with the Aqua Jet as well. So that's gonna be GG Itzaki. My boy Trevi coming through the Crawdons, getting 4 kills in this match. Very good game to my opponent. I think he really under-prepped for Pyukumuku, to be honest. Like, I think after he sacked, like after I got rid of Medichan and Thunderous, the game was basically over. This game probably would have resulted in a like 4-2 win for me if it was Wi-Fi. Like there was no way we were getting to 62 turns on Wi-Fi with like calking and shit. Would have been kind of crazy, I think. But yeah, now I get the 2-0 win, which is nice. I definitely could have gotten a better differential had I actually hit my moves earlier. Like the Stone Edge misses on Weaver were shit as fuck. Like I was kind of pissed, like not at Scoot, but like I was kind of annoyed because I also missed the toxic earlier. I got crit on my Mew and shit like that. So yeah. But what can you do about hacks? Like it's not anyone's fault. It's just like the game is kind of stupid sometimes, and I like can't really catch breaks when it comes to hacks. Most of the time, I do get lucky. My fair share of games as well. So it's all good. So we improved to 2-2 with a nice win here. My school drops to 1-3, but I'm pretty confident he can at least go 6-4 and potentially make playoffs. I would love to play him again in finals, but we don't know if that's gonna happen. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and let me know in the comments what you think of the game. You know that shit, and definitely go check out my boy Scoot, aka ZAMCRO. Very cool guy, very sexy voice he has, and yeah, puts on nice content. So go check him out, and yeah, catch you in the next video.